Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back to another video. So apologies if I do sound like death, I have just woken up. But it is time to do the previews. So, first we're going to start off with your boy Frieza. Now, he is a melee type, which his previous one was a range type, so fair enough that they would change him up. Doesn't look like he has much blast attack at all, but I mean we'll see in game. As for his main ability, let's start off with that. Time to step it up. Transforms into Golden Frieza. Transformation will last for 45 timer counts. Restores own health by 20%. Okay, 15 timer counts must elapse. Alright, that's decent. It's kind of sounds like Broly's transformation, Gohan's transformation, basically most transformations. So the unique ability. Payback for the humiliation. When this character enters the battlefield, the following effects are applied to self, if a tag, Lineage of Evil, or Frieza Force other than this character is a battle member. You'll get 35% extra blast damage for 15 counts and 30% key recovery for 15 counts. That's actually kind of freaking nuts. Yeah, that's nuts. Sidestepping machine. It's just no draw speed, which is probably good. Otherwise, he'd probably just shred everything in one combo. Applies the following effects to tag... Okay, wait. Emperor Reborn. Applies the following effects to allied Lineage of Evil or Frieza Force when this character is switched to standby. Plus 20% damage inflicted against tag Saiyan for 15 counts. And plus 20% damage inflicted for 15 counts. Okay, so he's giving general damage of 20% and an extra 20% against Saiyans. Oh my god. Okay, he is a nut support unit. If you run him and Blue Cooler on the same team, because Blue Cooler increases damage by 35%, as well as giving crit rate by 30%, I think it is. So running them together already is just, whoever's going to be switched in after these two, it's over for your opponent. It's absolutely just over. Right, so moving on to his blue card, Death Ball. Deals major explode damage, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade, plus 15% strike damage received for 15 counters on hits. Okay, that's okay. I mean, it's nothing special. Unlock key, Form of Life. Restores own health by 10%. 10%? Oh my god. And plus 10% strike damage inflicted. Okay, that's not a very big buff. That's fine. But that 10%, in my opinion, that health is quite something. Because if he has, let's check the chat quickly. Oh, that's not helpful. That's not helpful either. Get him to, doesn't matter. That 10% is a lot of health at the end of the day. So 5-star, he does start with Lineage of Evil, and then he does move to Frieza Force, single base strike attack, which is okay. But 35%, bear in mind, that's a heck of a boost. That is insanity. But all in all, the most I'll spend on these banners is 2k. That's just to see if I can get them and showcase them for you guys, but if I can't, it's just how it is. And there's his transformation. So he's got a lot of power, decent strike attack, but it doesn't look like anything too special at the moment. Yeah. So, here we go. Let's check his Death Slice, because his blue card has changed after his transformation. Deals major slice damage, plus 25% special move inflicted for 10 counts upon activation. 100% chance to inflict heavy bleed on hit. Okay, that's much better than his previous blue card. Extreme Flash. Plus 20% strike damage inflicted for 20 counts and changes own blast cards to strike cards. Okay, so he's basically got Blue Cooler's ability. Very interesting. All in all, I'm not all that, yeah, I'm not that, like, amazed. But let's go into his, now that he's transformed, let's go into his abilities. So, no ashes left to bury. Draw a special move arts card next. -5 to own strike arts cards for 30 timer counts. And plus 25% damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. Requirements 10 counts must elapse. Oh my, okay, so if you use this ability just after you transform, for that entire transformation, you're going to have -5 to strike cards cost, and you're going to have an increased 25% damage. That is insane already. Okay, unique ability, Payback for the Humiliation. 15% damage inflicted for 10 timer counts when faced with enemy Goku when this character enters the battlefield. The following effects are applied to self if attack, Lineage of Evil, or Frieza Force other than this character is a battle member. Oh my. Plus 50% battle. Plus 50% strike damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, and plus 40% to ki recovery for 20 counts. Okay, remember what I said about his ability being okay? Well, it's just gone up a whole freaking notch. 10 notches. That is nutty. Oh my god, okay. The amount of self buffs, excuse me, the amount of self buffs he's giving him is more than making up for the stats that he might lack. Oh, goodness me. Okay, the Emperor's Lust for Vengeance. Sorry guys, I don't want to make this video too long for you guys. But there just seems to be a lot to cover. The Emperor's Lust for Vengeance applies the following effects to tag allied Lineage of Evil or Frieza Force when this character is switched to standby. So he's a switch buffer. Hectic. 20% damage inflicted against tag Saiyan for 15 counts, and plus 20% damage, strike damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. Applies the following effects to self until the transformation ends. Reduces damage received by 20%, which can't be cancelled, and plus 30% damage inflicted against character Goku cannot be cancelled. Reduces own ki by 100 when transformation ends. Okay, that is detrimental as hell. So basically, before your transformation ends, use all your ki if you can. That's nuts. That's a very, very good detrimental effect, considering how many good things that he has just got going for him. He's got all of this. Look at the size of these abilities. That is a joke. Just even here is more damage. Damage. Oh no. Guys, I am very worried about this in terms of coming up against them, because they're just gonna be insane. 15%, 50%, 25%, 40% ki recovery, 20% strike damage, 20% damage inflicted. It's 20% damage received, reduced damage received, and then 30% damage inflicted against Goku. So basically, if Frieza comes up against the Goku's gonna get absolutely freaking shredded. Okay, that's a joke so far. Good lord. Right, so let's just run over these abilities quickly. They seem to be a lot quicker. For the main ability of Cooler, you'll be the first and last to witness this form. Transform into final form, draw a special arts card, so a green card. Requirements 15 counts must elapse. Unique ability, Another Emperor. Applies the following effects to self when the battle begins. Applies buff effect, nullify abnormal conditions up to 2 times. Gradually restore own health each timer count for 40 timer counts. Sounds like, yeah, a normal regen, so that's interesting. Probably be about the normal about 6k. Anyway, Wicked Pride. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Reduces damage received by 20 timer counts. Oh, sorry, for about 20% for 10 timer counts, excuse me. Plus 30% strike damage inflicted for 15 counts. Nuts. So he is a defensive type, but he's more melee based, which is fully expected considering just Cooler's sheer size. Death Beam. Deals major pierce damage, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 5 to substitution count. That's mega detrimental in my opinion. An unlock key, form of attack. Plus 20% strike damage inflicted for 15 counts. Okay, so he does not have the switching cards ability. Cool. Now, look at his stats when he's transformation. Oh my god, look at that blast damage and the blast defense and blast strike defense. But oh my lord. Okay, right. Let's get into his main ability after he's transformed. Draw a special arts card next, so another green. Restores own health by 25%. It increases draw speed by 1 and for 40 timer counts and requirements 10 counts must elapse. Okay, sidestepping machine. Oh, and then a unique ability of Ultimate Transformation. Restores own vanishing gauge by 40% when the enemy switches characters while this character is on the battlefield. Nutty. Applies the following effects to self per defeated Lineage of Evil, or Saga from the movie's battle members when this character enters the battlefield. Plus 25% damage inflicted. It reduces damage received by 10% for 10 timer counts. So if 2 allies are down, that's plus 50% damage inflicted and 20% less damage. Time to have some fun. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Reduces damage by 20% for 10 timer counts. So that's an extra 20% by the way when he comes in. Reduced damage. Plus 30% strike damage inflicted for 15 counts. And the following effects occur after enemy attack is over. Plus 25% damage inflicted for 15 counts. Plus 25% damage inflicted by allied Lineage of Evil or Saga from the movies for 20 counts. Guys, okay, so he buffs himself for how many downed allies he has. He buffs himself for he just buffs himself in general when he enters the battlefield, and he gives his allies a whole crud ton of damage. So he's already just gonna be insane. He is just I don't know. I honestly don't know what to say other than these two are going to so far just be a freaking menace. I am actually quite excited. But this is going to bring Lineage of Evil back, and it is terrifying to think that. Lineage of Evil have always been there, obviously, but this is just going to bring them a whole lot more into the fray. Right, Supernova. Deals major explode damage, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade, plus 5 substitution count. Cannot be nullified by most other special moves. So basically, this will beat a Kamehameha, this will beat pretty much anything. So, that's fun. That's great. Anyway. Unrivaled Conceit. Restores own ki by 35. Bloody heck. And plus 20% strike damage inflicted for 15 counts. Right, just notice that does not increase in cost. So, that's fun. He's going to be a joke. He is going to be menacingly strong. He is going to give such strong support to his team. It's actually unreal. I'm intrigued. I'm very, very intrigued. Here we have the melee type. Here you go, no, very little blast damage, good strike attack. Right, Shisame. His main ability, Frieza Force's most fearsome warrior. Draw a strike arts card next, plus 30% damage, plus 30% strike damage inflicted for 30 timer counts, minus 10 to own strike arts cost for 30 timer counts, and requirements of 15 timer counts must elapse. That's insane. Increased, so they're all going to cost 9, and you're going to get increased 30% strike attack. And you're getting an extra strike card. That's nuts. I love it. Unique ability, Reckless Rush. Applies the following effects to self upon landing a strike arts card. Plus 15 damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. Plus 15 special. Plus 15% special move inflicted for 25. Oh my god, 20 timer counts. Right. So every time he lands a strike arts card, this sounds very much like Vegeta. And like the Red Broly, every time they land a strike card, they get increased damage buff of every time they land a card, they get increased buff. So they'll just keep doing more damage the longer the combo goes on. And then when they use a blue card, or the blue Vegeta uses a blue card, it'll increase his special move damage. Oof. Monstrous Proficiency. Plus 10% to strike damage inflicted for 10 timer counts every time a strike card is drawn while this character is on the battlefield. Is drawn. I'm assuming by him. It doesn't say about opponent, so I would assume it would make sense for only be him. That's a hectic ability, because if you've just finished a combo, and then either with this character or with another character, and you switch into him, you draw 4 strike arts cards. That's 40% strike damage inflicted straight off the bat. So this guy's gonna be nuts, and he holds 2 strike cards, so that's just even more reason to be worried about him. Right. Bull Crush deals major impact damage, plus 15% to strike damage inflicted for 10 timer counts upon activation. It's very generic, it's just increasing strike damage. Unlock Key, Rapid Strike Form. Destroys all of your blast cards and draws a strike card next. I actually quite like that. He's not at all a blast attack, so the fact he can destroy all his blast cards and draw a strike card next, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I think he's going to be an awesome unit. And I'm just very, very excited to see what he can do. We've got a very, very short preview for him, which bothers me. I don't know why they would just kind of put him in the background, but it is what it is. Yeah, we have the golden or the yellow Frieza second form. Now, he is a definite melee type. So, to wrap up, his main ability, I've decided. Plus 50% strike damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. Inflicts all enemy with 5 substitution counts. Alright, are you calm? Are you good? Game. Just because. You know what? Just because, why not? So basically, they've locked. This is basically a lock-in ability. Plus 50, he's giving himself 50% extra damage for 20 timer counts. And he's inflicting all enemies with 5 substitution counts. So the enemy that is currently on the field, if I'm not mistaken by this ability, is trapped in the field. Because their other bench units will have 5 substitution counts added to them. And when he switches out, I assume that he'll get those 5 as well. Hectic. If it doesn't apply to the one on, if it only applies to the one on the field, then that's fine. But it says all enemies, so that's gonna be nuts. Unique ability, power level control. Applies the following effects to self. Once 20 timer counts has elapsed from battle start. Plus 30% damage inflicted, minus 5 to strike odds cost, and restores own health by 15. Right. So, after 20 timer counts have elapsed, he's going to be doing extra 30% damage. So if you use your main ability at that time, it's going to be 80% damage. He's going to get his cards are all going to cost 40%. 40%. His cards are all going to cost 14, and he's going to restore his own health by 15. That's a joke. That's insane. That's very, very good. Now, which of you gets to die first? While this character is on the battlefield, the following effects are applied to all enemies when when enemy switches characters. Inflicted with attribute downgrade plus 5 to all arts cost for 10 timer counts. So if you switch twice, your cards are going to cost 29 and 39 respectively. Hectic. All of the following inflict with attribute downgrade plus 20% damage received for 20 timer counts. You're basically making your opponent's cards cost more and make them receive more damage. That's cool, as you do. Death Storm deals major explode damage, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 15% to general damage received for 30 timer counts on hit. Okay, that's very, very detrimental. So that's causing your enemy for a long time to receive 15% extra damage. That's very, very cool. Torrential Key, lower defense. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 20% damage received for 20 counts. That's okay. I mean, that's just generic as well. At 5 star, 23% strike. Ooh, at 5 star he buffs base blast, attack and strike attack. 23% for Lineage of Evil. Hectic. Shisame is real quick, 5 star, element green strike attack and Frieza force. And at 5 star, oh my god, it's cooler as well. Saga from the movies and Lineage of Evil strike defense. Oof, guys, these units are going to be insane. I'm very, very worried for them, I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, I'm not all that inclined to summon on them. So like I said, the most I'll spend is 2k. Just to see if I can get a unit to showcase for you guys. Other than that, I'm kind of excited. But hopefully I actually managed to pull one. And remember, you're going to get those two guaranteed summons of 7 tickets each. So don't go too hard on this banner. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up in the next month or two. Because it's going to be Black Friday and the DBS movie release anniversary soon, so just bear that all in mind. And guys, I hope this video did help you, and if it's gonna help, if you think it's gonna help anyone you know, please share it with them, and just leave a like on the video if it did help. Let me know what you guys are gonna do in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one. Good luck on all your summons if you decide to do them, guys.